You are now listening to the Salty Virgins Podcast.
Welcome to the Salty Virgins Club Podcast. I am your host, Jordan. I'm here with Blue Light Glasses Boy and Jackson and Patrick for what feels like 6-month anniversary. Who knows? It's been a while since we've all been together.
I don't think it's been that long.
I can't remember the last time I actually recorded the podcast.
See?
Anyway.
It might be like a legit month.
Jackson's been dodging us a while.
Yeah.
Jackson does not fuck with us. He bought a house and now he's like, well, I only care about the house.
Yeah, no, I've been doing all this homeowner shit, like mowing my own lawn and buying a washer and dryer and then having the dryer almost catch fire immediately.
Which is actually kind of fucking hilarious.
That is pretty funny, I will say. Ugh, did you ever get that fixed?
Dryer works fine, so I'm just gonna run with it.
Out of sight, out of mind.
I'm not trusting the man that I bought it from to do anything of consequence.
No, not at all.
I bought it out of a storage unit. I got what I got.
Jackson was at fucking Pawn Stars or whatever. What's that show? Storage Wars. I'll give you $25 for that. $25.
Yeah, no, they cut it open with bolt cutters, and then the poor family that had finally been able to pay their storage fee showed up with all this just hawking all their shit.
Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly.
No, that's not what happened. I think he's kidding, right?
No, that's what Storage Wars is.
Okay, I was like, he's kidding. Yes.
I don't know, because Jackson's kind of cold-hearted when it comes to these things.
No, I'm not.
If someone challenged him for it,
I feel like he'd give him one.
If someone stepped up to Jackson and said, "Hey, this is mine," what's Jackson gonna do in that situation?
He's like, "I paid for it," and then if they're like, "Okay, but it's mine," then he'll hand it over.
That's probably fair. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Jackson?
After I paid for it, no, I will gladly keep it, and like you can work it out with the guy who sold it to me. But before I paid for it, yeah, no. If you come and like confront me at all, but I was like, oh, I'll just find another one on Facebook Marketplace. There's another guy 4 storage units down selling more washers and dryers.
That is true. They do be selling those.
I looked for a long time on Facebook Marketplace to buy a mower, and I talked to a couple people because I was looking for I was looking for a Honda, and I talked to a couple people, and there was a couple people that were like real sketchy about. I would say, hey, what like model is this mower? Because Honda releases a bazillion fucking mowers, and they come in all kinds of prices. And 2 fucking pictures on Facebook Marketplace doesn't do a great job. I got a couple people that were being real shady about stuff, and I just went to Home Depot and just paid full price. I was like, here.
People being shady about the shit they stole, man.
I was like, can't believe it.
I was like, is it worth saving $100? Like, maybe this guy rewired some shit and is trying to blow me up.
Pat would have bought it sight unseen. He'd be like, this is great. I saved my $50.
Hey, that man paid full price at Walmart.
I did.
Wow. You didn't even have a coupon? What?
No.
That's not a
single
couponer.
coupon.
But if a coupon was put in front of him...
Okay,
Listen,
if a coupon's put in front of you, you're not going to use it?
The only person in here that's been known to coupon is me, and that's only when blackout drunk in Gainesville.
That's true. Kevin was clipping coupons in the club.
It wasn't a club, it was a bar, first of all.
That's not better.
They should have kicked
I was
me right
blackout
out.
drunk at a bar, and they had one of those like pamphlets, like local, like here's all these coupons, and I'm just sitting on the windowsill leafing through it, and I found one that I was like, oh, that's useful, and I started tearing that.
Kevin was getting Piggly Wiggly coupons at the bar.
Protein powder is on sale at GMC.
I think it was literally a GMC coupon.
I know it was. It's burned into my memory.
I think that I was doing my best to focus on anything that wasn't vomiting. Because I also remember within quick succession of that happening, I was sprinting to the porta potty.
Yeah. You puked in a porta potty, too.
Big time.
Oh, you were in shambles.
Yeah. I was in college. I was a freshman in college. I was in shambles the whole time.
Yeah.
Gained a shit ton of weight.
Who among us? I grew into my body, as they say.
Actually, my freshman year, I gained a shit ton of weight and then lost a shit ton of weight and then gained it back over the summer. I had a real time.
Kevin was doing yo-yo dieting.
Yeah, on
What?
accident.
I lost like 15 pounds my freshman year.
I was skinny as hell freshman year of college.
What happened?
You
It's all
tell
been
us.
down- it's been
You
downhill
tell
since.
us.
I had pizza and wings today.
Oh, man.
Just trying to clear up my fridge.
So you had pizza and wings twice.
No. Lunch and dinner. There's more pizza, though.
What? That's
How
twice.
much shrimp is on that pizza?
What'd you say?
How much shrimp is on that pizza?
Oh, I had 2 different types of pizza today. Both for lunch.
Jesus Christ.
You have no self-control.
No, I'm in shambles.
He's just cleaning out leftovers. I understand. Sometimes you just open the fridge and you're like, well, I'm
Time to
eating
get to work.
fried rice and pasta.
Time to roll up my sleeves and get to work.
I'm probably gonna have 2 dinners a night. Like Casey's making a relatively healthy meal. Like it's like sausage, quinoa, and then some other stuff. There's also leftover chicken parm from this nice Italian restaurant we went to Saturday. I'm also gonna eat that chicken parm.
Jackson having multiple dinners? I don't believe it.
I've never heard of
Jackson
that.
eat multiple dinners.
Got to train back up for October.
I don't remember why I was in town, but last time I was in town, and I stayed at Jackson's, so I wanted Shake Shack because they had the new Korean fried chicken sandwich and some other shit. And
How was that?
It was delicious. It banged.
Korean fried chicken is just always
God.
good.
It was so good. And they had this nice, beautiful slaw on it. But Jackson was going to dinner with Casey and Gio and some other shit. So he was like, oh, we're going to go to Shake Shack. And I was thinking that was going to be his dinner. But then Jackson was like, no, I would like Shake Shack as well.
I wasn't not going to eat the Korean fried chicken from Shake Shack.
Listen, I get it. I understand.
I understand, but I was like, brother.
Jackson was pre-gaming dinners before it was cool.
Listen, how long does it take you to get to the bread when they put it down?
Like 2,
Immediately.
maybe
It's
3 seconds.
still in their hand.
Yeah, I'll take it right out of her
Take
hand.
the basket from their hand.
Restaurant,
I
that
grab my
Italian
roll.
restaurant I went to, they give you the bread on the table. They took them 5 minutes to put the bread on the table. I was mad that it wasn't there when we sat, right after we got sat down.
Also, I fucking when they come by and they're like, "Oh, do you guys want some bread?" Like, no, I don't want this fucking free bread. Yes, bring all the bread you have.
Bring the bread, but we're not going to eat it because that's tacky.
Yeah.
We're just going to look at it for 5 minutes, and then maybe we'll nibble.
Yeah, go back, sir, because I got a lot more on this. You got to fill the people in.
I guess it's about 10 days ago now, which feels like 10 months ago for some reason. The most wrong woman that has ever been wrong on the internet said, she asked a question on Twitter, is it tacky? Or, how long does it take you to eat the bread that they put on the table? Do you wait 5 minutes? And if you eat it before 5 minutes, you're tacky.
So, I have the exact quote.
Okay.
She said, because she framed it, she thinks she's slick. She framed it weird. Because she said, had this argument in a group chat, but I want to know the truth. Isn't it very tacky? So she's framing the question already. Isn't it very tacky for somebody to eat the free bread as soon as you get it? And 369,000 people voted in this poll. That was up for a day.
A full
And
24 hours. Just ratioed.
97.3% said, no, it is not very tacky. 2.7% rode with her, saying, yes, it is tacky.
So more people that are within 5 miles of any one of us said, what are you, fucking dumb? Of course I'm eating the bread.
And
You couldn't
she
get
said-
that many people on the internet to agree to say pedophilia is bad.
You absolutely would have more than 1 million people be like, I mean, it's just sexual attraction, right? Mm-hmm. But people were like, no, I'm eating that free bread. That bread is toast.
I've never in my life seen 97.3% of any sample size more than 1,000 agree on a single thing.
Except,
single
do
thing.
you watch porn? The answer is yes.
No, because some people will lie.
Yeah.
Well, they tried to do a study about, like, people's porn watching habits, and they couldn't because no one answered, no, I don't watch porn.
They couldn't get
That happened.
They couldn't get a
No
control group.
there. She got
So-
wildly roasted. Like, this got picked up, like, by Good Morning America started
Yeah.
roasting her.
And
You're down bad when Good Morning, like Michael Strahan, is making fun of you.
And just back to the tweet for a second, because she said had this argument in a group chat.
So she'd
And
already
just
been told she was wrong.
And if we're talking about just like the pure numbers here, when she says argument, she means she brought this up in a group chat and got fucking flambéed.
They're
like-
probably still roasting her. They're probably still talking
and she
shit.
said,
she
you know what?
probably backed out of the group chat. She probably
I
left the group
think
chat.
all of you friends are wrong. I think Twitter will agree with me. And she went to Twitter.
She doubled and tripled down on it. Because she was like, restaurants are for socializing. Fast food is for eating. What are you saying to me right now? Like, what? Like, huh?
She said you should have pre-game dinner.
She said if you were that hungry, you should have pre-game dinner. That's what the bread is.
Don't you understand? The bread
If
is
I'm
the
lucky-
pregame.
If I'm lucky, I eat enough bread that it causes me to bring leftovers home.
Right. If the waiter's, Johnny on the spot. I wonder how she feels about chips and salsa.
Listen, if we're at one of those
Probably,
fucking places,
probably something racist about that too. To be honest,
if we're at one of those fucking places that only gives like 5 rolls in the beginning, and I'm in a party that's large enough that we can all grab a roll to start, we'll just dole them out, and before she leaves, be like,
more.
before
Bring
they
another
leave,
one.
Be like, hey, can you bring another one?
Yes.
I'm not above
Hey,
that. Like,
Bring 10 next time.
yeah,
We're
like,
hungry.
Or when you're at like fucking Olive Garden, where I guess that's not as relatable anymore. But when I was a kid, the Olive Garden was like a treat, and those fucking breadsticks, it was
The
like
Olive
keep those
Garden.
rolling, baby.
You never go Olive Garden as a treat.
I'm in the
I
same
can't.
boat. What are you talking about? Olive Garden's still a treat.
Patrick, why are you going to Olive Garden?
I haven't been to Olive Garden in a couple years,
Okay, that's good.
but I do
The
enjoy
problem, my problem with that is like I enjoy Olive Garden, but you can go to like
Any other
a
Italian
nice-ish
restaurant.
Italian restaurant and pay the same prices and just get like better food.
it. Oh, I
but-
agree.
Olive Garden, when I remember,
you're there, your family.
especially in college, going for the
Shut up.
unlimited soup and salad and breadsticks.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Oh,
It's like, $12.99 and I can just pig out? Yeah, I'm in.
I'm confident I put away like 6,000 calories worth of bread and then just like brought some home too. Like I was,
Because they don't care at Olive Garden. They don't care.
That's a good question. When you're at Olive Garden, do you bring home breadsticks?
every time.
Yes.
Absolutely, they give it in that bag that you can microwave.
Right. It's prepared to be reheated.
I absolutely bring bread, even if I don't have any other food home. I'll ask for a bag of breadsticks.
Yep. Now, if you're at the end of the meal, do you ask for more breadsticks to take home, or do you just take
Yes.
home the breadsticks?
Yeah,
Okay,
breadsticks
I'll
with
say, can I
dessert,
get another
please."
roll of breadsticks and just put it in a bag?
yeah.
I want my ice cream brownie and some breadsticks,
And if there's only like 2 breadsticks
and then
left
more
in the
breadsticks.
basket,
More breadsticks to go.
yeah, ask for another round to go.
Yeah. Bring it all. I want to eat
As
it
long
all.
as we're on the same page.
Yeah.
You know,
But yeah,
I,
speaking of
listen,
people getting
I paid your
fucking-
absurd prices for your subpar food.
Yeah.
I'm taking all these breadsticks home.
But listen, speaking of people getting roasted on the internet, I learned something about pickup basketball that I didn't realize was a thing.
It's not. I'm refusing to believe that's a thing.
And listen, them corn folks are upset that they're not getting their gimme layup when they brick some threes.
They're the shooty whites. I don't know why they're upset.
So, for the context, also seen on Twitter last week, there was a TikTok shown of some guys playing pickup asking, like, have y'all ever seen this before? And one guy
No.
bricks three. His other man rebounds and goes beyond the arc to take his turn to shoot. Mr. Ben Simmons bricklayer ran up like he was supposed to get passed for a layup before the other guy started taking the shots and was upset. And this triggered the
sick.
discourse of the most insane thing I ever heard.
The premise is after you miss a shot and you're shooting around with friends, when you miss, your buddy rebounds and then passes to you for a layup, you catch that and then you pass it back out. And first of all, like, that's stupid. If you miss, you don't get rewarded with a layup. And people were arguing like, oh, it makes it so that you like if the ball moves and then you're passing, and it's like, but that's not what we're here for.
But the ball moves when you rebound and throw the ball to me.
If we're shooting around and I'm feeling nice and you make a cut, I'll throw you a pass, right? Like, sure. But like, if
that's not...
Rick, a fucking 3, you're not guaranteed to just, like, have me hit you while you cut to the lane. Like, no, I'm chasing your brick and I'm going to shoot.
How am I supposed to help you feel good? You should just, like, not miss shots if you want to.
I'm sure I'll miss very soon and you'll be back up. And
right. Get under the hoop. Figure it out, Shaq.
Am I going to be expecting a nice layup? No.
No, not at all.
This is all ploy to just like do some like back and forth, up and under shit in front of the ladies in the gym.
Yeah. Also,
because you can't shoot a 3 to save your life. Like, listen.
If you're in shoot around and you are taking layups and someone grabs your rebound, that's their fucking ball now.
Yeah. No, you just keep it.
If you're in shoot around taking layups, you have to be prepared to lose the ball because we're not here to watch.
No change.
We're not here to watch you lay the ball up 25 fucking times.
You're scaring the hose. You're scaring the hose.
We're not out here running warm-up drills.
You know,
looking like
people,
Drake out here.
Mad about this are like the type of kids that are that one guy from the basketball commercial where it goes off of Mad Bounds like, "It's off me, coach." Those are the people asking for their
sportsmanship. Layup. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
It seemed very regional too.
Well, the shooty whites were the most upset, which is very confusing, as they are the shooty whites, and by that I mean those from the middle of the country.
Yeah, they're trying to chuck the ball up from like 5 feet below the rim to get a layup while making 60% of the threes.
Yeah. It's like, what are we doing? Work on your skill. You think Kevin Herter is asking for a bounce pass? No.
It's just absurd. We're not incentivizing missing. We don't give out participation trophies here.
We're punishing missing. Mm-hmm. We're laughing about it loudly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You think if I fucking airball a 3 and Pat catches that, he's gonna give it back to me to lay the ball back in?
Pat's gonna call you a mean name and
he's
then
gonna
shoot it.
Catch the ball, put it under his arm, and sarcastically clap.
I got you.
Yeah, not a chance.
Not a chance. Also, in not last week, but like a couple days ago, some dickhead came on Twitter to just be a dickhead, I guess. This guy, he opened the tweet.
On Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what Twitter's for. I'm pretty sure.
This is what Twitter is really for. Somebody came on the internet and made an absolute fool of themselves trying to be relatable. So this guy, he opened the tweet thread with like, I took some acid and I started thinking about some things.
And I just started writing and I didn't stop.
And then the second thing he said was, my parents gifted me $100,000 for my birthday. And it gets much worse from there. Because he was like, well, you know, I've never known financial hardship. And when I went to MIT, my parents just paid for MIT out of pocket. And if I run out of money, they'll just give me more money. And then he was like, well, I haven't worked in 3 years. And then it just like went on with this like self-aggrandizing, like masturbatory thing.
This man spent several weeks in the Airbnb doing acid to just like do this.
Be like, yeah, my parents love me and they take care of me. Bro, good luck. If my parents gave me $100K just for my birthday, you wouldn't hear it. You would not hear it. You'd see it, but you wouldn't hear it. I promise you that. No. And I wouldn't be self-masturbatory about it on Twitter. You just see me with a new chain shining.
Listen, if I received $100K, I would tell you guys that I came into some sum of money. There would be no details. I would live my life how I want for some, and the details are up to me, right? Like, what? No one needs to know that.
No!
If you want to tell people that, that's your business, but you don't need to tell people that.
And you certainly don't need to say...
You can tell this to a goddamn therapist.
Right. But also, you don't need therapy because your parents take care of you. Like, that's the opposite of what people need therapy for. Yes, my parents gave me money.
My parents loved me. Well, to be fair, the parents could have been shitheads. They could just be shoveling
No, they
money
were
at
very
them.
supportive and lovely to him.
I didn't
They
read the
wanted to
thread.
make sure
I
the
saw the
son
first
succeeded.
tweet and decided to log off.
It was
If I'm
probably
being
best.
completely honest, I missed out on this discourse a bit.
You're fucking lucky, because this dude is a dickhead. He had, like, basically the perfect life. Like, he got into MIT, like, his parents paid for it cash. It was like $175K, right,
Yes.
Jackson? Just cash. And he was like, well, when I was in college, people said they couldn't afford things, but I didn't really understand what that meant. Like, it wasn't in the budget, or they didn't have the money in their bank account now. And I was like, what? Huh? Like, what are you saying to me right now? Like, are you a real person that lives in life? And, like, MIT is one of those places where you might run into more people than not that have parents that can give them $100,000. But, like, even still, that's not reality for, like, 99% of the country. And that guy was just like, this is great. I should tell people this.
Yeah, I just scanned top, I don't know, maybe 20% of the thread. There's a lot of fucking tweets.
He's had like 30 tweets.
The premise appears to be I'm mad that I don't know how to be an adult because my parents have just paid for things. And at the, like, highest level, like, okay, sure, you weren't, like, exposed to these things, but you also are an adult and have the ability to like, do things as well.
You could hire an assistant for $100,000, you dickhead.
Yeah.
You didn't need to come on the internet and tell us.
Like, you can just, like, first of all, you can just pay people to do, if you really want, you can just pay people to do it.
Right.
Or, like, I don't know, like, feels like this is misdirected, right? Feels like this is internal anger that's misdirected.
Well, I guess his whole point was, like, I'm so privileged and, like, woe is me, but it's like, nobody's going to feel bad for you if your parents can give you $100,000. And then you
if you
spend
give you
it.
acid for weeks in Airbnb and no consequences.
Right. Like, if I do acid on Thursday,
This man.
I still got to write this motion on Friday. Like, nothing changes in my life, really.
This man is going to do a podcast.
Oh yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
god.
Oh, yeah, he's going to do a podcast, and it's going to be insufferable. More
And
so
this
than
is-
we are.
This thread, like, of him feeling bad about his wealth, came out like after like a few months earlier. He posted a thread on Twitter about how a random woman in Berkeley came up to him asking him for money to help pay her rent, and because she didn't cry for him, she didn't seem sad enough to actually not be a scammer.
Oh, no.
Her sadness
oh,
was not performed
No,
enough
you shouldn't have
for him.
told me. All
That
right.
he couldn't spare
Another thing
spare
that you just
$100
don't need
for
to
her.
say out loud.
Never.
It's
remember
possible to make mistakes like that in your life, but listen,
People just
Why-
need to shut the fuck up.
right?
Kevin, do you remember that tweet when we were in New Orleans that we were talking about how people were like, oh, San Francisco needs to clean up their homeless population by just, like, moving them away because I don't
Yeah.
like to see homeless
You mean
people.
that-
Like,
the
like
thing
Patrick
is-
Star.
he's that guy. He's
Like,
that guy.
we should take the homeless people and just move them. And move them over there.
Yeah, no, literally, it was a real Patrick Star ass idea where it was like, well, I don't want to see homeless people when I go to CrossFit, and it's like, I hope you fucking die.
I hope you get hit by a car on your way to fucking do CrossFit.
I hope that homeless person stabs you and takes your debit card, or your credit card, or your crypto wallet, or whatever you got, and just blows it all on anything. I don't care. Saying some dumb shit like that makes me sick to my stomach.
People have just been continuously saying stupid shit on the internet.
Stupider and stupider things. Because, like, all right, say you got $100,000 from your parents. Any of us. One, you wouldn't tell people. Yeah, I know it's not happening for any of us. It's fine. It's fine, but that's not the point. One,
Let's
we wouldn't be-
pretend for a minute, all right? Pretend.
I know, it's hard. It's harder for Patrick than the rest of us to really pretend about this. We would pay off some bills or whatever, you know, probably put some of that into the house or whatever. And then, like, we might go on vacation. We're not gonna cry about it on Twitter.
I'm going on a nice vacation.
Right.
I'm going to subtly flex the vacation. There's going to be vague details, but I'm going on a nice vacation.
If I show up with nice teeth and a new chain, you know what, you know
Jordan,
what
you have
happened.
hair?
Hair? Me and Tyga? Same
I'm
hair
going to
line?
not see Jordan for 2 months, and he's just going to show up with a fucking full head of hair.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna be sick to your stomach.
Just
I would
the
be like
whitest
those-
teeth you ever seen.
Just shining with the Cuban link.
Kevin, if someone gave you $100,000, would you pay out your debt, or would you do something with the money?
I don't think I would pay off. I don't
I'm
think I'd pay off
making
any
enough
of my
money.
debt.
Leave me
because
alone, broke ass.
if we want to get into wash talk for a second, none of my debt has a high enough interest rate to make it worth paying it off substantially.
Pat, you can unclench your teeth. I see you clenching your teeth right now.
So if I receive 100K, I'm probably, rather the money that I would have taken to pay something off, I'm probably going to put into some sort of investment, some sort of mutual fund investment that I don't touch, and then I'm going to spend a chunk of it. I'm going to be reasonable with some of it, but I'm taking a nice vacation. I'm getting a nice new set of golf clubs. I'm letting Kayla buy some nice treat yourself. You know, we're going to take a portion and just whoosh, it's going to be gone forever. And I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I go back and forth on that because if I like pay off my house, then I just don't have a house payment, you know? And then I have just all that money every month.
But then think of it this way. The money that you would have used to pay off your house, what's the target interest rate that you could get when investing in a mutual fund? Is that a better
that's what
interest
I'm
rate than
saying.
the interest rate on your house?
Yeah, but that's long-term investment.
It can be
Yeah.
long and short term.
But don't make a bad financial decision for short-term happiness and satisfaction.
This motherfucker's listening to Dave Ramsey. That's what this is. It's
Don't
Dave
pay in
Ramsey.
cash.
Me? Are you
Don't
talking about
pay in
me?
cash.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, let's change subject. Can we talk about that?
It makes full circle. It made it full circle.
You know what? He's
That's
right.
so stupid. This guy, was it Dave Ramsey? Is that his
Pat
name?
noted
Yeah, it was
Dave
Dave
Ramsey
Dave
follower on
Ramsey
Facebook.
is religious against debt.
Even though
Okay.
debt makes the world go round.
But he was saying pay your
Literally.
vacations in cash.
That's not even feasible.
It
most
doesn't make
places.
any sense because if you have the cash, you could just put it on a credit card and then pay the credit card off with the cash. And then
His
point.
statement is based on the premise, and a lot of Americans live under this premise, is that the idea of debt is scary, which I get it because if you misuse spending power and create more debt than you can manage,
Feasibly pay
then
off.
it's a bad thing. But for there's people that I know that just only use debit cards for everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because they're scared of credit cards, they don't want a credit card because they don't want to have debt to pay off.
Emma doesn't
But
have a
when
credit
you,
card.
from a pure logical perspective, if you swipe a debit card and you make a $20 transaction, $20 comes out of your checking account. If you get a credit card where you get some sort of cash back, let's say 3% cash back, 2% cash back, right?
1% even.
You swipe your credit card, $20 goes onto your
Against
credit
your
card
credit,
debt.
yeah.
All you have to fucking do is log into your checking account or
Pay it
log
off
into your credit
right
card
away.
and click pay, and it's the same thing. And now you're earning rewards or cash back.
And you know what
The
happens
idea
when
that
someone
debt-
steals your...
The ability to accumulate debt is bad is so fucking stupid. It's just you have to have self-control and not misuse.
It's
spending
taking
power.
the financial bro understanding to a logical extreme.
But people
It's really
prey
what it
on
is.
that fucking weakness. Like,
Oh, yeah.
companies and shit prey on that weakness and that fear of debt for people. And
Yeah,
they market
the reason
that shit. And
and we get so many good credit card rewards is because they are stupid.
Yeah. It's like, why do I have these 70,000 American Airlines points? Because I was...
Because other people are too afraid and too dumb to use a credit card and are paying in cash or with debit card.
And I get it because, like, having a credit cards make money by people missing payments or taking loans and they're getting interest. So I get marketing like, oh, you can pay this off over 6 months instead and have this interest rate. And they throw shit at you to try and make money. But the simple premise is all you have to do is just say no to that. And you
And
can
just
use a
pay
credit
it.
card. If you have that much fear of debt, at the end of every day, you can log into your credit card and you can pay off your account balance. And there's
Right.
no fee for doing it that often. You can just do it. Like that, it can be that simple. So that, and I hate that, but you know, people market to that and they pry on like people's financial fear and then get them into like shitty loans and, you know, get people into this fucking endless like financial cycle. And then they say, why can't people be financially literate? It's like, well, because no one helps them be financially literate. Financial
I'd like
literacy is kind of a scam.
Financial literacy is an overlay of like a lot of other things because it's like, oh, well, I understand how credit and debt and all of these things work, but it doesn't matter if you don't have the money to do these things. Like, none of this matters if you don't have the income or, you know, passive income or whatever you need to make these things work. And you can say, oh, well, I'm financially literate. It's like, okay, cool, but are you making enough to make whatever lifestyle you want work for you?
That's the thing. Is you got to have money to really make money in, like, the traditional way.
Why
like,
is Elon Musk very rich and the rest of us aren't? Well, he had money to start.
Because he walked around grade school with fucking emeralds in his pocket.
His parents gave him $100,000.
And
So, sorry to turn into finance Twitter for a sec there, but...
Well, we're anti-finance Twitter, because fuck finance Twitter. They say put all your money in Dogecoin, and let me tell you, not going well.
Oh, I unfollowed Lil Liati today because he started pushing some more crypto scams. So.
Some bullshit
Oh, boy.
pump and dumps. Yeah.
Yeah, and the new one is a Rap Doge.
Oh,
Rap
God.
Doge?
Rap Dogecoin.
All right,
everything
so
is
like,
bad.
how do we make our... This is off pod, but this might be our scam.
We're not,
We
making,
just
we're
need-
not
Pod
making
yet.
a crypto
Why don't we
card.
sign off?
We're not making
Yeah.
a crypto card.
Buy Salty Coin. Buy. To the
Buy
moon.
salty coin! To the
Salty
moon!
coin to the moon.
To the moon!
The best IPO you've seen.
Yeah. I'm filing
Was
our...
it CPO? What the fuck is it?
ICO.
ICO.
Coin off
there it
road.
is.
It'll be our... It'll be... What's the...
It'll be our straight to jail card, like those kids from FaZe Clan.
Yeah!
Straight to jail.
Yeah, but we don't have bosses, so we're not employees like those guys at FaZe Clan. We're bosses out here. We run this shit.
Salty coin
Nick
to the
Merckx
moon.
isn't kicking me off this podcast.
He could. If he wanted to, he very well could.
Listen, it would take Nick Merckx maybe 20 minutes to get me out of here.
Less, he would just have to tell someone and they would go do it.
Gary, you can tell Gary.
All right.
Alright.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. We're about to go play some Dungeons and Dragons. We'll see you in a little bit.